Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome, and as we get ready to rock and roll here this evening from the beautiful Five Flags Speedway here in Pensacola, USA, as these drivers with the Bulletproof Motorsports Late Model Series get ready to rock and roll. They get ready to go to battle here at this beautiful, beautiful racetrack. They get ready to be set loose, as right now they're out on the racetrack here for a quick warm up on the speedway. So they're out there on the racetrack. They're making sure that their cars are absolutely set up perfectly, making sure that their cars are ready to roll here when the action gets started. So a little bit of practice here. They're laying down some quick lap times. Everyone's trying to find that extra little bit of speed, trying to hope to put themselves either at the front of the field or in victory lane here later on this evening. As we get a good look here at all the drivers out there on the racetrack, each and every one of them trying to lay down some good laps here, looking to try to put themselves into a good position early on in the evening. We do see Josh Ely out there on the speedway. That Pop of My Promotion 09 laser engraving, beautiful number 36 ride rolls out there on the speedway. Good to see the coach out there as well, Kyle Searad, out there onto the speedway. Same with the 91. We do see him down pit side, going pit side here. That's Tyson Pankow now down pit road, as we do see the Bulletproof Motorsports number 5 rider, Will Klein. He's out there on the racetrack. There's Dwayne Worley out there on the speedway, the Junkyard Racing ride, looking very beautiful this afternoon. The Junkyard Bullet looking good as always there on the racetrack. Charles Minders, he's sliding out there onto the speedway as well. Looks like he's going to take that thing back down pit side here, as we do see that 161 Tyler Carnegie out there on the racetrack. Carnegie laying down a good lap time right there. Jumps up a couple spots in the action, finding a little extra speed later on here in this race, as we do see Dwayne Worley still out there. He's rolling back out. We see Jeffrey Anders out there as well. Anders in that beautiful down south Productions number 999 ride, looking very beautiful as the Pecker Stepper out there on the racetrack. That is a wild back bumper tag for the 999 ride as Anders rolls out there onto the speedway. We do see Aaron Ben Schneider. Going to see Ben Schneider out there in that beautiful BC Racing ride. Alex Vance out there as well. To see Alex back out there on the racetrack in that 95 ride, looking to have himself a great day here at Five Flags Raceway. Caleb Todd, he's out there as well in the 51 ride as the JP Designs Bulletproof Motorsports down south Productions number 51 ride. We'll see Matthew Peacock and his beautiful looking ride out there as well. Devin Kelly, he jumps out there onto the racetrack. Good to see Kelly out there on the speedway, as we got about 22 drivers loaded into the sim here this afternoon. Each and every one of them looking for the win here this afternoon, as man, some great drivers, some great talents here getting ready to go to battle and duke it out here in this one. Should be a fun time, as Ryan Carnegie, Ryan coming in, showing the big love here with the heart reaction. How are you, Ryan? How you doing this afternoon? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, and hopefully you are ready to play here in this one. As Yo Caster Plates coming in, showing the love as well. Says, hey, he says, is this a league race? It is a league race, brother. It's pretty much all I do is league races. I don't do any other things really. I don't do many hosteds or anything else. I mainly just stick to the leagues, and that's about it. As Caster says, I got big news. I'm D-class now, and I have raced in a league with a whole bunch of A-class guys and got a third. Let's go, man. That's awesome. That's what's up right there. We love to see it. Love to see the growth in the, you know, the Peacemaker family continue to get better and better out there on the racetrack. We'll have to get you hopefully in one of these streams, in one of these races, and get you out there and see what you can do in one of our broadcasts. That would be absolutely awesome, brother, as seems like you're definitely stepping farther and farther forward as these guys laying down some good laps. Anders looks like he's going to get done that practice session right there. He's going to pull his car back down pit side. They're going to try to do a little bit of work here, maybe try to find a couple extra gears, a little bit of extra speed in there. and see if he can get that 999 ride roll into the front of the field here once again. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in here this afternoon, make sure you guys do us a huge favor. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the broadcast, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to see these drivers get done their qualifying attempts, or they're going to get done their practice, and then we'll see them do their qualifying attempts. So qualifying coming right up next, and then our 75 lap feature event here this evening. 75 laps of racing action, which will be non-stop, back and forth, battling out there on the racetrack. Five Flags Speedway. It's going to create some pretty crazy action out there. Quite a bit of 2 wide, a little bit of 3 wide possibly out there on the speedway, and then we're going to see a lot of bumping and beating and banging. Drivers try to work their way towards the front of the field, as you see James Powell out there on the racetrack. Powell looking to try to lay down some good lap times. Here comes Chuck Sims as well. Good to see Sims back out there on the racetrack in that 62 ride, as Devin Kelly in there in that 0-0 ride. Currently 17th fastest Matthew Peacock. He's out there as well, currently sitting in that 20th position right now in this practice session. So if you got in a little late, maybe the track is wore out a little bit, maybe putting down those crazy lap times, maybe a little too far out of touch here right now, as we do see the 97 of Joseph Rigdon jumping out there as well. So Rigdon out there onto the speedway. Unfortunately, he's at the back of the pack right now, still trying to find his footing there in that 97 ride, as Michael Lip, I don't know if he pronounces it Lip or Lipe. We're going to have to ask him that one of these nights. I'm not sure if it's Lipe or Lip here for the 26 ride, but we'll have to figure that out, as the Island Coastal... I can't read what the rest of the front of it said there. Coastal Logger, number 26 ride out there onto the racetrack. So that Island ride looking very good here this afternoon. Currently quickest in this practice session is Josh Ely and Kyle Surratt right behind him here, as we are seeing that timer click down, and we'll get down to qualifying here in just a couple more seconds. So qualifying coming up next, we do see Ryan Carnegie out there in the Pizza Maker Gaming number 79 ride. Beautiful looking fresh new paint scheme out there for the PC Racing. Beautiful looking ride here this afternoon, man. We always love seeing our logos on the race cars, and seeing that beautiful run right there out on the racetrack. He's looking very, very fresh. Woo, baby. If you guys need any paint schemes, make sure you guys check out all of our amazing painters here, a part of the series. Ryan Carnegie in the BC paint and body. I don't know what you want to call his thing, but if you guys are looking for a paint scheme, get a hold of Ryan Carnegie. Makes some absolutely amazing paint schemes. And the other one is JP Designs. JP Designs, man, Josh Peacock, he makes a lot of amazing looking paint schemes here. We see a lot of them out there on the racetrack throughout this evening. We'll see a bunch of them out there on the racetrack. It'll be a lot of fun to see who can try to put their Bulletproof Motorsports paint schemed ride up at the front of the field. As Caster Plates says, thank you, man, and I love to go in. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Listen, you hit me up, I can point you in the right direction on what you're looking for, new leagues that are forming and new places you can race and any of these given nights. As we do see Tyler Carnegie jumping out here for his qualifying attempt. Josh Ely jumping out there as well. Ely in one of those beautiful looking rides here that we've seen from Milner Media and Designs and the KC Speedworks crew, is that beautiful 36 ride looking to lay down a great lap time, as Michael Murdoch right now at the top of the speed charts, but he'll quickly get knocked off the top spot as Josh Ely will jump out in front, as the BC Racing number 41 ride now slides back into about the 5th position, as Devin Kelly in that JP Designs 00 jumps to the front of the field, as JP Designs Josh Peacock always putting out some great paint schemes as well. A couple absolutely amazing painters out there battling here this evening and putting a lot of these drivers into some absolutely wicked paint schemes here for everyone to enjoy. As Josh Ely quickest here in qualifying, we do see that Bulletproof Motorsports JP Designs number 5 rider Will Klein now into 3rd, as Dwayne Worley jumps up into position number 4. Tyler Carnegie now in position number 5 with Ryan Carnegie back out there on the racetrack. Ryan jumps up into the 5th position position. A good lap right there for Ryan Carnegie up inside the top 5. We'll see if he can stay there and get that Peacemaker Gaming number 79 ride pointed in the right direction here this afternoon. As Charles Minder's out there, same with Kenneth Fast looking to lay down a great lap time here in that beautiful number 1 ride as the ABC, maybe the ABC Hosiery, hopefully I'm saying that right, Hosiery, the beautiful looking 1 ride out there on the racetrack, and he will find a little extra speed as he'll jump up into position number 4 as Charles Minders jumps into 3rd as Tanks and Pankow going to jump up into that 2nd position. So you do see Tanks and Pankow in that beautiful JP Designs Bulletproof Motorsports number 91 ride now into position number 2. Can he find a little bit of extra speed and knock Josh Peacock out of that top spot? As right now they are super close in times between the two of them. A bit of a gap back to Charles Minders. Now our 3rd fastest driver on the racetrack is Chuck Sims. Jumps inside the top 10. We see Matthew Peacock now out there on the racetrack. Here comes Aaron Benschneider in that BC Racing number 44 ride. He's up into the 15th spot on the speedway. James Powell now going to jump up into 9th there. A great lap for the 27 of Powell as he'll jump inside our top 10 as Michael Leip out there on the speedway. Hopefully I'm getting that right. I'm not sure if it's Leip or if it's Lip or how he may pronunciate that last name there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Caleb Todd coming in. Showing the big love with that share as the Down South production crew coming in with that share on the broadcast as well. We appreciate that Down South coming in, showing the big love here in this one. And Caleb Todd showing the love as well. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we'll get ready to see these drivers duke it out as we do see Michael Light up and into position number 3. Now into position number 2 as he just slides in front of Tyson Pankow. So right now it looks like Josh Peacock with the quick time. Peacock now to the top of the speed charts. He will knock Josh Ely out of the top spot as the JP Designs Bulletproof Motorsports Down South Productions number 61 of Josh Peacock now to the top of the speed charts. Quick time here in qualifying. What a run right there late in the game for the 61 ride, and Peacock maybe steal that pole position away from Josh Ely and the rest of these drivers. We take another look at the 44 of Aaron Benschneider as Mr. Benschneider coming in, showing the big love here in the broadcast. Aaron coming in with the 145-star dono, the big D of the day, the big donation of the day. Aaron Benschneider coming in, showing the big love. I appreciate that, brother. As Tony Allison coming in with the like on the stream. Devin Kelly coming in as well, hitting those reactions. I appreciate that, fellas. And I appreciate it. Aaron Benschneider coming in with the big 145-star donation, brother. I appreciate that, showing the love here in this one. As we'll get ready to rock and roll here. Qualifying has come to a close, so that means we will get ready for our 75-lap A main feature event. 75 laps to duke it out here this evening for each and every one of these drivers. There is a lot on the line. The guts, the glory, the opportunity here to try to advance yourself in those point standings, already being only one race in. This second race could be a very vital time if you ended up with not a very good finish last week. You'll want to rebound instantly. You'll want to rebound, not get into a bit of a slump, have 2 bad races in a row. Could potentially, hurt your championship opportunity in a quick hurry. So no better time to rebound than the week after our first race of the season. And that's what a lot of these drivers are going to be trying to do here this evening. Now, it's going to be a lot of tight racing. It's going to be very, very tough. So track position is going to be key. You don't want to be stuck too far back in the field or in the wrong spot at the wrong time, as your car could get completely tore up in a quick hurry. As we'll get ready to rock and roll, and starting on the pole in the JP Designs Down South Production 09 laser engraving number 61 ride, that is Josh Peacock. To his outside in the 09 laser engraving Milner Median Designs, the KC Speedworks ride, that is Josh Ely. Starting in position number 3 in the Island FDC number 26, that is Michael Leip. To his outside in the Bulletproof Motorsports JP Designs Down South Production number 91 ride, it is Tyson Pankow. Starting in position number 5 on the racetrack in the 66 ride, that is Charles Minders. To his outside in the 00, that is the JP Designs machine of Devin Kelly. Starting in position number 7 in the number 1 ride, that is the beautiful looking machine there of Kenneth Best. To his outside in the 5, that is Will Klein in the Valvoline machine. Starting on the inside of row number 5 in the Junkyard Jet number 7 machine, that is Dwayne Worley. To his outside in the 79, the Peacemaker Gaming BC Racing. Number 79, that is Ryan Carnegie. And then we see Tyler Carnegie in the 161. James Powell there in the 27. Alex Vance back there in the 95 with Chuck Sims. Matthew Peacock, Ronald Autry, hopefully I'm saying that right. Ronald Autry there in the number 38 ride. Kyle Searat back in the 17th position there in the 18 ride. We'll have the 44 of Aaron Benschneider to his outside, starting there in 18th. And then we see Joseph Rigdon, Michael Murdoch, Caleb Todd, and Jeffrey Anders bringing up the rear of the field. So the 999 ride starting at the back of the pack, as we will end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here from the beautiful Five Flags Speedway. Is down the back straightaway, clearing the outside lane. Josh Peacock will lead us down through 3, and out of 4, it will be the 61 of Peacock who leads lap number 1 here this afternoon. Josh Ely trying to stay there in that second spot, sides of the racetrack there through 1 and 2, opens up the door for the Mac Tools Island number 26 of Michael Leip. Leip will quickly take advantage of that, and he will slide into that second spot and look to go after our race leader. Is Tyson Pankow back there in position number 4 and looking for more. Charles Minders rounding out our top 5 here on the Speedway. Devin Kelly, Kenneth Best, Dwayne Worley, Will Klein, and James Powell now rounding out our top 10 as Ryan Carty slides back to position number 11. He's got his brother right there behind him, Tyler Carnegie, in position number 12 as Kyle Surratt already up 6 spots on the racetrack. Surratt quickly trying to slide his way through the field and trying to work his way up to the front of the pack, and already up 6 positions, looking to be that hard charger here this afternoon as Peacock continues to lead the way here in this one. Josh Peacock out in front as Anthony Karp. What's good, Anthony? Anthony coming in with that like on the broadcast, and Sean's Detail coming in with that thumbs up here on the stream as well. How are you, Sean? How are you, Anthony? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the racing action is just starting to heat up. So if you guys want to help us out a little bit here in this one, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Is there you go. You get to see it live. The number 26 of Michael Leip making the move, and he will take the race lead away from Josh Peacock. Peacock will now slide back into second as quickly Leip has worked himself around our front row as Peacock and Ely slide backwards. Leip will take the race lead, and we will see our first caution flag of the day. Our first yellow flag will be displayed. I do believe it was just behind our race leaders, Tyson Pankow in the 66 ride, potentially getting some contact here as, ooh, baby, you do see a little contact right there, and Pankow gonna go for a loop-de-loop. As let's take another look at this one. Now, I'm not sure if Pankow, he looks underneath the 36 of Josh Ely. Then I think he realizes that Ely's getting a little sideways right there, trying to drive back down the racetrack. Looks like he gets up and off the throttle. The 66 of Minders is not realizing that, and unfortunately gets in there, gives him a little bit of a love tap there into the back bumper. That's what spins Mr. Pankow around, unfortunately pointing the wrong direction. You see Minders gets stuck there on the racetrack as well. As unfortunately, both drivers coming together. They will both go to the rear of the field here after that one, and unfortunately not the start that either driver wanted to have here this afternoon after starting up and inside the top 10 on the racetrack. as we will get them ready to roll here once again. It's Craig Landrum coming in, showing the love. Landrum hitting that like on the stream. I appreciate that. Craig coming in, showing the love here in this one as the 26 of Michael Leip out in front, leading the way here in this one after making a couple quick moves and finding his way to the front of the field, getting around that 36 and the 61 ride, knocking our front row back a spot each here in the first few laps of this race as we'll get them ready to rock and roll here once again. The lights are still on the official iRacing pace car, so we'll get another lap around here before we go back to green flag racing, as I'm not sure if caution laps count or not here with these drivers. Does look like they do count, so looks like we will go back to green flag racing as the lights are off the official iRacing pace car with 10 laps down in this race. So 10 laps done, 65 laps left to go, so still a lot of time and a lot of laps here for drivers to try to work themselves closer and closer to the front of the field as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and are ready to go back to battle here in this one. Actually looks like caution laps do not count here tonight. They did work on night number 1, so looks like night number 2 they are not going to be on, so that's a good break for all these drivers. No caution laps means a lot more green flag laps and a lot more opportunities to either work yourself forward, or it could potentially be a curse for some of these drivers. May be a little tougher. You run into some issues, you may be back in the back of the pack, and unfortunately you may have more issues and you may have more ample opportunities to get wrecked out of this race. As out in front, Leip continuing to lead the way here in this one as Michael Leip out in front. We do see a few more drivers starting to work their way towards the front of the field. That's the one ride. A can of best now up inside the top 5 on the racetrack as the 00 ride of Devin Kelly trying to hold on to that 00 ride. Down to his inside is Dwayne Worley. Worley trying to take position number 5 away from him right there. Things got very tight off of corner number 4, and luckily enough, no contact. Both drivers keeping pointing in the right direction as we do see Will Klein now up into position number 7. James Powell there in 8th. Ryan Carnegie up and into 9th, and look who's now inside the top 10, up 9 positions from the drop of the initial green flag, the 18 of Kyle Surratt. Surratt now into position number 10 on the racetrack. He's got that Peacemaker Gaming number 79 rider Ryan Carnegie right there in front of him. Surratt's going to try to look to get around that number 79 here as he opens up the door down the front straightaway, drive it down deep through corner number 1 and 2 and pull up door to door with the 79 ride down the back straightaway. Should clear him down here through corner number 3 and 4, and that's exactly what he does as the 18 is Surratt now up 10 spots. Started back in 19th. There's contact back there behind him. Look out, Ryan Carnegie turned around hard up into the outside fence, up and over the 44 of Aaron Benschneider. Heavy contact, heavy damage there for a couple of these competitors as we will see the caution flag come out for the second time here this afternoon as the Carnegies are gonna create some carnage here at Five Flags Speedway, as that's the 161 of Tyler Carnegie looking down low, trying to get underneath the Ryan Carnegie in the 79. They make some contact right there, and that gets that 79 turned all around. Let's take another look at this one. Is some pretty good contact between the two of these drivers. See if we can get another shot at this one right here. Alrighty, we're going to see that contact as they head down into corner number 1. So the 79 trying to get the angle into the corner. The 161 right there underneath of them, and it looks like they just run out of room and they make contact. Around goes Ryan Carnegie. Unfortunately, Tyler gets hard into him there. The 95 gets clipped as well. Then here comes Aaron Benschneider, just going to drive right underneath that rear end. They're both going to end up into the outside fence here. Then Aaron's going to unfortunately be in the throttle here, and he's going to drive actually right up and underneath of that 79 ride. And you do see that 95 of Alex Vance. Vance, unfortunate timing. Unfortunately, this is what we talked about early in the race, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. As he sees this happening, he sees that contact, makes a great move, slides up the racetrack to go around them, leaves them a lot of lane to wreck down low. Unfortunately, the 79 just comes up, clips him there in that left rear quarter panel, slides him backwards into the outside fence. The car bounces off of it. He's trying to get rolling, and here comes the 51, going to come in and just slam into him as well. He gets up onto one wheel basically right there. That car was almost going for a wild ride, almost upside down right there. Luckily enough, does stay on all four, but man, some crazy hits right there, some crazy breaks. Let's see if we can jump on board with this number 75 or 95 and see what he can see from the cockpit. There's that contact in front of him. That's where he gets clipped. And that, bam, that big hit to the rear end and down into the inside fence as well. And unfortunately, a couple more drivers getting a little piece of them right there. And this car is heavily damaged. Same with Ryan Carnegie. That car had to be very messed up as drivers went down pit side. They've been looking to get those repairs and trying to get their cars rocking and rolling here once again as we do go back to green flag racing. So the green flag back out in this one is Ryan Curley says family feud. Yeah, definitely family feud right there as Ben Schneider and both the Carnegies getting tied up in that one. The family feud is definitely strong here this afternoon as Michael Light out in front leading the way as the 36 of Josh Ely now up into second. So move Peacock now back into third here. The outside lane just not paying off right there for that 61 machine as Devin Kelly blinking here a little bit throughout the evening back there in that orange, black, and white 00 ride as he rolls in position number 4. You see Kenneth Fasten, a little bit of contact. The Junkyard Jack gets a piece of the one machine of Kenneth Fest. They both get turned around. Now we see that's Tyson Pankow collected it again. Pankow just cannot escape it, and unfortunately we do see another caution flag fly as Dwayne Worley in the number 5W ride, I do believe is what that says on there, is the 5W ride, and Kenneth Fest, they're just going to make contact right here. Once again, almost exactly what we saw earlier, so both drivers just fighting to get down low on the inside of corner number 1, and you do see the 5. He's trying to give as much room as possible to that one machine, and right there on corner entry, you're going to see that left front tire ends up bouncing off the pit wall right there, gets some tight washes him up the racetrack into that left rear quarter panel of that one machine, and unfortunately, that's going to help him go around, and then everyone just stacking in there behind him. Will Klein nowhere to go as he gets heavy front and rear end damage. See Aaron Benchnetter just narrowly avoiding both of these drivers, getting a little piece there of the one ride, but that's not the worst of the problem out there on the racetrack for everyone else as everyone else trying to keep themselves out of trouble. The 5 ride hero, Will Klein, as he goes around, it really stacks everybody up right here. Keep an eye on this 5 ride as he's going to go around. He comes down the racetrack. Tyler Carnegie nowhere to go as he slams into the 5 ride. Now Tyler Carnegie goes up the racetrack. The 91 of Pankow right there. Pankow is just trying to get checked up once again, trying to keep himself out of trouble, trying to keep himself from slamming into any more of these drivers, and unfortunately, he just cannot dodge any bullets here this afternoon. And Tyson Pankow just trying to get checked up, just trying to stay out of it. And all of a sudden, here comes Chuck Sims right underneath of him. Going to slam into his back end, spins him around. Nowhere to go for the 999 ride as Anders just, unfortunately, nowhere for him to go. He slams into that one. We see Ryan Carnegie go around again as well. Ryan Carnegie ends up into the inside fence here, and a lot of drivers getting tore up out there on the racetrack. Craziness here in this one as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag race. Let's see if we can get another look here at Ryan Carnegie as he goes around here off that backstretch wreck as well, as it looks like the 38 maybe getting a piece of his back end as everyone trying to get checked up. Unfortunately, just a log jam right there. That's where Minders gets collected as well, and more damage for a lot of those cats out there on the speedway. As we go back to green flag racing, as Christy Kelly says, come on, Devin Kelly. Cheering on Devin out there on the speedway. As Devin currently sitting there in position number 4 and looking for more, but he's got Kyle Searat, the hardest charger out there on the speedway. Searat even with a little bit of right front damage on that 18 ride as he's been working himself through the mayhem and all the carnage back there behind our race leaders. The 18 looks like he is going to take that 4th position away from Devin Kelly. Move Kelly back to 5th, and now the 18 quickly looking to try to jump up here and make the move around the 36 of Josh Ely. Ely going to try to hold him back there and at bay, as Ely would love to try to stay in that 3rd position, but will leave the inside lane for the 18 is some tight racing at the front of the field. And right now, Kyle Surratt, he's the man on a mission as he makes some contact there with the 36. Now they get hooked together. Here comes that 27 of James Powell. Powell will say thank you for that one as they get checked up down low. He'll drive right around the 00. Now looking to try to drive around that 18 of Surratt. As Surratt up 14 positions right now, rolling back there in that 5th position. Started all the way back in 19th, now up inside the top 5. That number 18 ride has been a man on a mission all afternoon, but now the door will be open as Devin Kelly back down low, looking to slide around the 18 machine and back into that 5th position on the racetrack. As Michael Leip continues to lead the way, we saw Leip lead a lot of laps here last week, and then unfortunately pit stops came in. The 26 went down pit road, lost a ton of track position in trying to get his way back to the front of the field. Some late race contact. Unfortunately, he went around, say with the 61 of Josh Peacock, and a little bit of carnage on the final lap, and we saw some craziness there unfold for our first race of this season, as we do see Randall Autry unfortunately run into some issues here. The 38 ride turned around, pointed the wrong direction here on the racetrack. We'll see if he can get rolling, and that's going to bring out a caution flag. So unfortunately there are lead lap drivers coming up to him there as he was semi-stopped there on the racetrack just for a quick moment or two, but the Whiskey River 38 ride, unfortunately, that will bring out the caution flag. Let's take a look back and see what happens here to that 38 ride before we do see that caution. As there you go, a little contact. Will Klein trying to work underneath of him right there, and that's where that contact's going to happen. And unfortunately, this number 38 ride, not a whole lot he could do except for try to hang on to it and hope for the best. Unfortunately, it's hard to keep yourself from watching down the racetrack into the inside wall, especially when you get down into the grass right there, and he noses it in there pretty hard. Good contact right there. Heavy contact. The crew's going to have to go to work to try to repair that Whiskey River 38 ride as he goes for a couple loop-de-loops, and I do believe this is roughly where we catch up to him here as he comes to a stop there onto the final little bit of pavement there. Finally gets that car spun back around, but stopped on the racetrack just trying to get it rolled, and there's our race leaders going by him, and that's where we see that yellow flag fly. So a quick caution flag, a quick cleanup, and we'll go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments, as the big question lurking in the back of the minds of a lot of these competitors: when do you come down pit side? When do you make that call? When do you hit pit road, put fuel, put tires, or whatever you desire onto your race cars here this evening, as we're already 1/3 of the way through this race. So 1/3 of the way through this feature event. We got just under 50 laps left to go. Doesn't seem like any of the drivers up towards the front are biting. None of these drivers want to give up that track position right now, but could it be worth it coming down a little early, using those fresh tires, using that extra fuel to not have to worry about saving or managing that fuel here to get to the end, and maybe coming down pit road a little earlier, taking advantage of that? Or do you want to wait till it's late in the race, where if you do get lost in the middle of the pack due to just pit strategy, you may not be able to even use those fresh tires to really drive through the field. You may not have the speed, or you may not have the time to really race your way back up towards the front. So it's going to be a big cat and mouse game here this afternoon for all of these drivers, just waiting patiently, trying to see when someone's going to bite, when the moves will start to come, and when drivers will finally head down pit road and get that fuel and the tires that they may desperately need here this afternoon. As the green flag quickly back out into the air, here is the 26 ride. Leip will continue to lead the way. Leip out in front. Josh Peacock will stay right there with them in position number 2. Josh Ely back there in 3rd as the 00 with Devin Kelly back into position number 4 on the racetrack, as you do see James Powell there in 5th, and a great run rolling here for Matthew Peacock and Tyler Carnegie as they're both up into the 6th and 7th position on the racetrack. You do see the 91 ride ride, Tyson Pankow. Now, we've seen Pankow get tied up in a couple different incidences out there on the Speedway and the JP Designs Bulletproof Motorsports down south production. Number 91 ride rebounding nicely, trying to race his way back up towards the top 5 here this evening as you see the 18 of Kyle Surratt. Surratt slid back here quite a little bit. Not too long ago, we saw him battling for position number 4 and 3 on the racetrack, and now back in that 8th position, trying to get underneath of Matthew Peacock for that 7th spot on the Speedway. Dwayne Worley there in the Junkyard Jet number 5 W ride rolls in position number 9 with Tyler Carnegie there in position number 10. Alex Vance doing a great job rebounding after that car almost went upside down. He's just on the outside of the top 10 right there. He was rolling right underneath that 161, trying to slide inside the top 10 on the racetrack as Kenneth Best, Will Klein, Jeffrey Anders. Good to see Anders up there inside the top 15 once again, and Joseph Rigdon on up into the top 15 here as well. We do see the caution flag come back out. It looks like Charles Minders going to run into some more issues here as Minders and Rigdon tied together right there. Let's take a look back as Rigdon up the racetrack. The 97 goes high through quarter 3 and 4. The 66 in the 97, they end up making contact. Noses that 66 down into the inside wall. He goes for a quick loop-de-loop right there. Heavy right front damage and front end damage here for the 66, and that was right in front of our flag man. He quickly sees it happening, pulls the trigger, pulls the yellow flag out, and brings this race to another stoppage here as that's a heavy hit right there. Nose hard down into that inside fence as we do see one driver during this caution flag out of the front of the field taking the bullet here. It is the Bulletproof Motorsports number 61 ride, the Down South Productions machine of Josh Peacock coming down pit road during this caution flag. So you may be listening to the broadcast right now. That 61 ride, he may have heard what I was talking about, maybe trying to use that advantage, maybe trying to use the tires a little bit early here this afternoon to put himself into what could be a winning situation. As Christy says, dang, Charlie got punted. Charlie definitely got punted right there. Unfortunately, just 97 up the racetrack. I don't think he really realized that the 66 was down low, and I don't think the 66 almost really realized that he was up higher coming down, or was going to get that close coming out of corner number 4, and heavy contact made between the two of them, and unfortunately the 66 just takes the brunt of the force there into that right front and just shoots the car down the racetrack into the inside wall. And a heartbreaker for him. Tough race for that 66 ride. He's been all around it here this afternoon, tied up in quite a few incidences. Same with the 79 of Ryan Carnegie, which started off as a really good night for that 79. This unfortunately went astray here this afternoon, but nonetheless looking very good out there on the Speedway. We'll keep an eye on that number 61 ride as you take a look back there. Instead of being up at the front of the field, the 61 now finds himself back in the 19th position for this restart. We'll have to wait and see if the fresh tires can pay dividends here for Josh Peacock, if he can race his way back up towards the front of the field or use it to his advantage here. If these drivers that are kind of out there still at the front of the field, if they start to battle a little bit more, burning that equipment up, burning those tires up, could put him into a great position here this evening. As Michael Leip continues to lead the way, it's Josh Ely hanging on to second as Devin Kelly working down to his inside as that 27 of James Powell rolls there in position number 4 with Tyson Pankow back there in that 5th position as we will see the caution flag come back out. It's the 97 ride once again running into some more issues here. Let's take a look at Joseph Rigdon as Rigdon unfortunately looks like he's going to get a little loose. He's underneath the Chuck Sims here trying to keep that car out of trouble, and looks like he's just going to lose the rear end on corner exit and virtually the same spot we saw the 66 ride run into. He gets that same spot. Car pulling in the wrong direction. Flag man right there throws that caution flag quickly as the 97 tries to get this thing pointed back in the right direction. Trying to get it turned around here. A little bit of a 3-point turn. Oh, baby, that was our race leader right there. As the 97 tried to get turned back around. My gosh, that got dangerous in a quick hurry as Michael Leip trying to get through there. He was still up to speed. The caution flag had just been coming out for him, and all of a sudden he tries to get around the 97. Things close up in a quick hurry. He ends up scrubbing the outside fence pretty good right there. Hopefully no major damage for that 26 as we do see him down pit road. So the 26 of Leip and Ely all head down pit side. Here comes James Powell, Matthew Peacock also down pit road. So here we go, another caution flag. A few more drivers starting to use that little bit of pit strategy here in this race. Peacock was the first to bite. 4 or 5 more drivers followed him down on this next caution flag, and now we'll see maybe in the next couple where more of these drivers will head down pit road. But if we stay clean and green to the end of the race, the drivers that haven't made their way down pit road yet, like our race leader Devin Kelly, he'll be sitting ducks out there. They may have to come down pit road during green flag conditions, and that is never a spot you want to get stuck out there, as you can go down a couple laps in a quick hurry trying to make a green flag pit stop here at a short track like Five Flags Speedway. As out in front, leading the way, getting ready for this restart is Devin Kelly. Tyson Pankow will be there to his outside. Dwayne Worley now up into third with Kenneth Vest there in fourth. Now into the 5th position, that is Will Klein. To his outside in the number 95 ride, that is Alex Vance. Starting in position number 7 in the Packer Stepper DSRL number 999 ride, that is the beautiful looking ride of Jeffrey Anders. He'll have Chuck Sims to his outside with Aaron Benschneider and Randall Autry rounding out the rear of our top 10 here, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing as Devin Kelly out in front. We'll see that green flag fly. He'll quickly get onto the loud pedal and look to try to open up a quick advantage between himself and Tyson Pankow, as Pankow will hold on to position number 2. He's able to clear that number 5W ride of Dwayne Worley. Worley will sit there in third with Vess and Klein right there behind him. Alex Vance trying to work his way inside the top 5. Same with Jeffrey Anders as he rolls there in position number 7. Aaron Benschneider having a great day here at the Speedways, the BC Racing. Number 44 ride sits there in the 8th position, but here comes some of those drivers that were down pit road that got those fresh tires and fuel. There's Josh Peacock now into the 9th position. Michael Leip right there behind him in position number 10. Caleb Todd, Tyler Carnegie, Chuck Sims, Randall Autry, Josh Ely back there in the 15th position with the 27 of James Powell trying to figure out a way to get around that 36 machine. Charles Minders, Michael Murdoch, Joseph Rigdon there in 19th with Kyle Surratt back in the 20th position. We do see Matthew Peacock down pit road here. A tough break for Peacock as that Bulletproof Motorsports JP Designs ride down pit side, as we do see Ryan Carnegie bringing up the rear of the field as the caution flag will come back out. This time it's for the 36. Then 09 laser engraving ride, the KC Speedworks machine of Josh Ely. Running some problems here. So Ely in the 27, they were battling pretty hard there, trying to get around the 38 ride. The 27 has been looking to try to get around that 36 for multiple laps, and looks like just a weird exit right there for him. And Minders again, nowhere to go for Charlie Minders there on the racetrack, is the 27 on the back bumper, putting the pressure on the 36, and it looks like Ely's just going to get a piece of the inside cushion right there, just off the banking of the racing surface, and that kind of just gets this car bent out of shape, and then he gets squirrely, nowhere to go for the 27. He'll let him get up and around right there as the 36 pancakes the outside fence, and the 66 of Minders, nowhere to go, gets some pretty good damage out of that one as well. And unfortunately, that's kind of what we talked about. Being a little deeper in the field, trying to use some of that pitch strategy sometimes can be the worst case scenario. You get stuck back there a little too far, can end up in a tough situation. A lot of battling, a lot of different drivers at different speeds, and it can put you into a tough spot like Josh Ely just found out, as we do see Devin Kelly down pit road, Will Klein down pit side, as well as Chuck Sims and Jeffrey Anders both down pit road here, both getting their fuel and tires and looking to roll back out there onto the racetrack, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing as drivers roll back out onto the racetrack here. I do believe our new race leader here is going to be Tyson Pankow. So Pankow Back out in front here, bank out. After getting tied up in a couple early wrecks, a couple early trips down pit side for that 91 ride, he now finds himself at the front of the field leading the way. We saw Kenneth Bess get turned around early as well, run into those issues. Now he's into position number 2. Dwayne Worley there in the Junkyard Jet number 5W, now into that 3rd spot with Mr. Vance there in position number 4. Josh Peacock though back up inside the top 5 as Peacock will start there in the 5th position. To his outside will be that 26 of Michael Leip, and then we see Aaron Benschneider, Caleb Todd in the 51, Tyler Carnegie in the 161, and Randall Autry rounding out our top 10 here for this restart as we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here from the beautiful Five Flags Speedway. And after just rolling over halfway through this race, we're halfway in, halfway to go here this afternoon, and what we're going to do is jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers here for this restart as we're going to give you the sights and sounds around Five Flags Speedway. Caution flag here on the racetrack. I'm not sure what happened, but we do see the yellow flag coming out here during our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. I have a feeling that Josh Peacock in the 61 ride, who was running in position number 3, potentially him and Michael Leip going to come together here. Take a look. Down into corner number 1. There's the contact. Around towards that 61 line, and that's where we see that caution flag fly. 61 sideways on the racetrack. The caution flag will be displayed. A tough break right there for Mr. Peacock as he'll have to get ready to rock and roll again here for another restart down deeper in the field as he's going to try to race his way back up towards the front and go Papa Mike Michael Dickinson. What's good, Papa Mike? Papa Mike coming in with that heart reaction on the broadcast. We heart you as well, Papa Mike coming in, showing the love here in this one as I think another alert there. I don't know what that alert was for. Labs doesn't want to show me what it is, but I feel like that was the resubscribe button for Papa Mike. So Papa Mike coming in, becoming a subscriber once again here on Peacemaker Gaming. We appreciate that, Papa Mike, showing the love here in this one. Let's get some love for Papa Mike up in the chat. Let's get a hashtag Papa Mike up in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. Is Papa Mike one of our day one subscribers, one of our day one supporters here, and one of our absolutely amazing sponsors on Peacemaker Gaming. Let's get a little bit of love here for Papa Mike, because Papa Mike always coming in showing the love here in this one. We love you, brother. It's Aaron Benschneider, Mr. Benschneider coming in with the like on the stream as well. Benschneider, what in the world? Are you not out there racing, brother? What are you doing coming in, hitting the like on the stream? What's going on here? Benschneider's in there watching the racing himself here. Focus up, my boy. Focus up. You're inside the top 5, Mr. Benschneider. Come on now. Come on now. I appreciate it, though, brother. I appreciate you coming in, hitting the like as well on the broadcast. I appreciate that. Hopefully we'll get you up here to the broadcast booth after tonight's race, man. You're having a good run after that first initial contact and caution flag and a couple of times getting tied up there. Running good after on the racetrack. Let's see if we can finish it out. So here we go. We're going to go back to green flag racing, and we'll continue on with the Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up. So crank up that volume. And G-Ron, your favorite driver, as they battle here at Five Flags Raceway. Doggy, the Packer stepper, unfortunately gets tied up here in this one, sends it in a little bit deep down into corner number 1 and takes out Ryan Carnegie here. Carnegie in that 79 ride, trying to get that car rolling. Unfortunately, the 999 ride gets in there a little too deep in the down south production 999 ride, gets a piece of them, spins that PC Racing Peacemaker Gaming ride around. They get tied together. Then here comes that JP Designs down south production 51 ride of Caleb Todd. Unfortunately has that 999 park up on top of his hood right there. Heavy damage for all 3 drivers as that brings out a caution flag here late in this race, and that'll bring a close to our Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up here this afternoon as yo Jeeper McJeeper coming in, show the love. What's good? Jeeper coming in, showing the love here in this one. McJeffrey showing the love here with that like on the broadcast. How are you, brother? How you doing this afternoon, my dude? As Amelia Foster also coming in, hitting that follow button. Amelia, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Becoming a brand new follower and a brand new member of the Peacemaker family here today. Welcome to the fam, Amelia. As we get ready to roll here once again, out in front, we saw a great battle brewing between that 26 of Michael Lipe as he's trying to get his way back to the front of the field, and looks like he was able to edge out in front and take that top spot away from Tyson Pankow. So move Pankow back to second as Mr. Lipe back out in front, leading this race is right there behind him. Starting in position number 3 is the 44 ride Aaron Benschneider, now up inside the top 3. Benschneider having himself a heck of a race and a great drive here this evening, and somehow or another Charles Minders, after getting tied up in a numerous amounts of caution flags early in this race, able to keep his foot in the throttle, able to keep on rolling there on the racetrack. He's been able to time things perfectly here, even that restart, and he's up into that 4th position, but now looking for position number 3 around Tyson Pankow as Aaron Benschneider able to take quick advantage of the 91. He'll slide into position number 2, but look out, contact around goes Aaron Benschneider, but it's Peacock who ends up with the worst end of that one, but they're still wrecking down the front straightaway. Charles Minders tied up the 00 right. Kelly, he's in there. You see Aaron Benschneider absolutely tore to shreds. I'm going to chalk that one up as the announcer's curse, ladies and gentlemen, as, man, that is a tough one right there. So Benschneider able to take that 2nd spot away from Pankow. He drives it in here to corner number 3 a little bit too deep. You watch that 44 line go up the racetrack here. He misses that bottom lane. He slides not only into the 2nd lane, but up and into that 3rd lane. This is where Charles Minders is going to poke his nose underneath him. Tries to go 3 wide. Unfortunately, they make contact right there. And this is where that 44 ride is unfortunately going to go around. So not a whole lot he can do as the 66 pushing him around. Here comes Peacock. Peacock slams right into him. The 27 right in there as well. Nowhere for them to go as James Powell with heavy damage. See Peacock turning around, bouncing off the inside fence, and then the 27, the 44, everyone trying to get pointed back in the right direction. Unfortunately for Benschneider, that car tore apart, gets a piece of that 27, sends him up towards the outside fence and himself, and back up over the nose there of the 66 of Charles Minders. And then we see everyone else back here trying to stay out of it, trying to keep themselves clean, trying to keep their cars clean here. Unfortunately, some of them getting tied together, and this is where we see that 00 get his damages. He's trying to get onto the binders. The 18 of Surak gets a piece of him, shoves him up into the 1 again at Fess, back down the racetrack into that number 18 of Surat, then up the racetrack over the nose there of Matthew Peacock. Peacock getting onto the binders. Luckily enough, not too much damage there for himself, but heavy damage for the 00. And we also see Surat trying to just keep that car under control as mayhem and carnage down this front straightaway, and a lot of drivers getting tore up in a quick hurry here to see the 18 back up the racetrack into that 1 ride. Even more damage for both of those competitors as a lot of cars just got absolutely tore to shreds out there on the racetrack. Everyone trying to get their cars fixed back down pit side, trying to get the crew to go to work and get their cars all back together, and this is really mixed up the entire front field here as a lot of those drivers that were part of the front of the pack had to go down pit side and get repairs. So it's now Michael Lipe out in front, the 38 of Randall Autry now into 2nd. Will Klein there in 3rd with Dwayne Worley up into 4th. Tyler Carnegie, Alex Vance are top 6. Michael Murdoch, Chuck Sims, Caleb Todd, and Jeffrey Andrews now are top 10 out there on the racetrack with Devin Kelly back in 11th with the 36 of Josh Ely there to his outside in 12th. Then we see Tyson Pankow there in 13th. Aaron Benschneider back in 14th with James Powell, Matthew Peacock, Josh Peacock, Kyle Surat, and all the other drivers here bringing up the rear of the field as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. And Michael Lipe, who's battled with a lot of those drivers that just got tore up, now seeing them deeper in the field and having more issues late in this race. Now having some of those drivers that were a little deeper in the field around him is going to feel pretty comfortable right now as he goes back to the green flag. So quickly, the Island Coastal Lager number 26 ride back onto the throttle quickly, clears that 38 and takes us down through corner 1 and 2, leads us down the back straightaway as we see another caution flag fly deep deeper in the field. More contact, more carnage as drivers bouncing around. That's Vance tied up in it. Anders in there as well, and more carnage down the back straightaway here in race number 2 of the Bulletproof Late Model Series. Let's take a look back and see where this one gets started. I don't even know where this one gets started. There you go. Contact up in front. Once again, at the front of the field. This is the worst place it could happen. Is some of these drivers, man, they're at the front of the pack. Everyone else back here behind them is trying to gain as much as possible. They're on the throttle, or they don't really see as much as what they would want with drivers in front of them. And unfortunately, it looks like maybe just get a little loose there. Maybe a little bit of help from the junkyard jet, but the 38 ride goes around Alex Vance on the throttle here. He doesn't realize that they're getting checked up here. He slams into the junkyard jet as the 38 heads down the racetrack. Heavy damage there for him. Alex Vance up the speedway. He goes right in front of the 999 right of Anders. Nowhere to go for Anders. Caleb Todd turned around. See Aaron Benschneider drive right underneath of that 999 right as he gets kind of drove there up into the air. Now the 99 going to go back up the racetrack as Josh Ely tied up into it with the 38 ride. Anders, the 95, still turned around. Now you see Josh Peacock and some of these other drivers trying to avoid the 38 as everyone just getting tied together. Everyone getting tore up here in this one, man. It's been a crazy ride. It's been a wild one here, and right now, I think the only driver that's really been safe throughout this race has been the guy who's been leading the most of it here, and that's the 26 of Michael Life. He may have the best idea, and that's just stay out in front for as long as possible and don't put yourself back here at the rear of the field and get yourself collected in some of this mayhem, some of this carnage that's unfolding right there behind him as he's just been able to dodge it, and luckily enough, hasn't been really tore up or tied up in any of these caution flags. As we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here. 18 laps left to go here, 17 down across the line when we go back to green flag racing. We're inching closer and closer to the checkered flag, and that's just going to build the intensity and the aggravation for some drivers that haven't gotten their way here tonight up more and more and more as the pressure starting to build, starting to mount here for each and every one of them, knowing that time is running out and their opportunities to try to race to a great finish here today is starting to run out. As the 26, once again, another great restart, quickly clearing second and third and opening up a solid lead down across the line as you now see Devin Kelly. Kelly has been working his way up and through the traffic here on the 00. Now finds himself into position number 3. He's looking to go after that 161 of Tyler Carnegie for position number 2 as Tyson Pankow now around that 5 ride. Pankow back inside the top 5 as he's going to try to bring on that 36 ride of Josh Ely right there with them. Ely going to slide down and around Will Klein here. Klein will slide back into position number 6 as Ely now back inside the top 5 here himself. As Will Klein trying to hold on back in that 6th position as he's got James Powell and Josh Peacock right there behind him. Kyle Surratt there in position at number 9 as we see Charles Minders again back up inside the top 10 here. Great rebound for that 66 once again this afternoon as we do see the 27 trying to hang on to it. Look at the 27 ride almost going around right there. A couple times we saw him inch up the racetrack there, and unfortunately for Josh Peacock, he was trying to use that outside lane to his advantage and unfortunately had to get checked up quite a few times to avoid contact with that 27. The 27 just that car handling starting to fade away here as we see the caution flag come back out. Let's take a look at it as the Whiskey River 38 ride. And the 51 of Todd going to make a little bit of contact right there. They're going to come together again out at corner number 4 and down the front straightaway they slam together again. The 38 hard down into the inside fence stop there on the racetrack. Flagman getting a great look at it, quickly throws that caution flag here as, man, just some tough racing here deeper in the field. And for Todd and that Whiskey River 38 rider Randall Autry, just a couple tough hits, tough racing. Then all of a sudden they're 3 wide and running out of room in a quick hurry out there on the racetrack, and a couple more tore up race cars, more sheet metal there for the scrap man here this afternoon, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing once again as we get a few laps in, and then a couple caution flags, and then we get a couple more laps in and a couple more caution flags, and a little bit more carnage out there on the racetrack, but it's keeping us on our tippy toes and feeding us all the excitement, man. The absolutely amazing racing here by each and every one of these competitors here this afternoon, and we'll figure out how these drivers can finish it off here. 13 laps left to go, and it's still really anybody's race for this 26 ride. He's been money all afternoon now, finding, something crazy here at the end. The 26 ride may have some redemption from last week and may try to find his way into victory lane here in race number 2 of the Bulletproof Late Model Series here this evening, as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in just another moment, as we'll get a quick shout out here. Let me double check this. So this is an amazing bit of a commercial here created by Matthew Peacock over at the Juro Sun YouTube channel. So let's give a huge shout out there to Matthew Peacock for putting this together and giving us a pretty cool little video right here. Alrighty, as we are back to green flag racing here in this one. Green flag quickly back out as 12 more laps left to go. This time by the start finish line, it will be 11 more laps here for Michael Life as he continues to lead the way. Huge shout out there to Juro Sun coming in and making that amazing video there for us. If you guys want to check it out, we will have it pinned in one of the chats there over on YouTube. You guys go check him out, drop him a sub over there on YouTube, and show the love as we do see the caution flag come back out. So we will get another look at it here and see if we can finish off that video real quick and give you guys the full experience of what Matthew Peacock has created over there. So let's take a look here. Looks like the one right, I can't confess, potentially, looks like contact in front of him here. More drivers tied up. That is Matthew, no, that's Will Klein in the 5 ride here. It's like Klein gonna just get a little contact from the 27. Klein's gonna go around the 27, trying to get checked up. There's Kenneth Fest who slams into it. Chuck Sims and Aaron Benschneider there trying to get checked up, while the 62 was 44 helped pushing him in there. And unfortunately, all 5 of those drivers, they go around. Then Ryan Carnegie, he gets collected there as well. Heavy contact there for the BC Racing 79 ride as he goes around. Then he's gonna get slammed into backwards and forwards from the 27 and the 62. Is more carnage out there on the racetrack as we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, we'll get ready to go back and try this one all over again, as we will get a good look here at the commercial there by Juro Sun and Matthew Peacock. Alrighty, huge shout out there to Matthew Peacock and everybody aboard there over at the Juro Sun crew.
Don't try this baking soda.
As we're going to skip that ad. We're going to get right into the action here as drivers ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. 10 laps left to go, I do believe, when we go across the start finish line. So 10, more laps here for Michael Leip. As Leip sees that green flag fly quickly, another great restart. He will slide up and in front of that 161 of Tyler Carnegie. Carnegie trying to hold on to position number 2 as here comes Tyson Pankow down to his inside. Now the 00 of Devin Kelly there in position number 4, and looking for more is Josh Ely. Kyle Surratt right there ready to pounce as well as the caution flag does come back out. You see the 51 right of Caleb Todd turned around right there. That's where we'll see that yellow flag be displayed. Let's take a look here at Caleb Todd on the restart here. Looks like things get stacked up and drivers getting tied together as the 97 gets onto the throttle. Unfortunately, just gets in there, slams into the back end of the 51 ride. That gets him jacked up and turned around. Then the 97 losing that momentum. The car's back there behind him. They think he's going, and unfortunately they're on the throttle. They slam into the back end of him. He goes around, nowhere to go for Aaron Benschneider as he slams into that 51 ride and sees him up in front of him on the windshield right there. And bunch of drivers tore up here once again, man. Will Klein in there, 38 ride also collected. Aaron Benschneider, just really nothing he could do. That's been pretty much the motto of his night here is that 44 ride was up at the front of the field, was having a great day, having a good race, and it's got all the stride here in the second half of this feature event as we're right on board here with Benschneider and see how quickly things happen is right there. Just getting on the throttle, just trying to get up through the gears, and all of a sudden the 51 comes up the racetrack and gets parked onto his hood here, and not a whole lot of time to react, nothing you can do, and unfortunately tore up race car once again there for the 44, the 51, and all these other drivers. As we'll get them stacked up, we'll get them racked up, and we'll get ready to do this one all over again as out in front, it's the 26 ride. Michael Leip, actually looks like Michael Leip may have had to go down pit side here. Oh no, this may be, oh baby, this is tough news. For all the Michael Leip fans out there during that caution flag, we do see Michael head down pit side as he's got quite a bit of damage on the front end of this car. I don't know where he got this damage from. We didn't go back to green flag racing, but somehow or another, Leip ends up with a ton of damage here. So I think this couple of drivers turned around on the front straightaway. Still here after that caution flag. He's strolling through the front straightaway. Yellow flag is out, the 62. Oh, the 51 still parked sideways. He comes in with a whole head of steam, does not get checked up in time, and he finds that 51 and slams into him right here. Oh, no, what a heartbreaker for Michael Leip as he was looking to pick up a potential win here this evening. Slams into the 51, then down into the 97 ride. And unfortunately, heavy front end damage on both sides of the car there for him, and he has to take that thing down pit side and now finds himself all the way back in the 15th position. And he is behind a lot of fast cats. It's going to make for a tough sledding for him to try to get back to the front of the field here in this one. As out in front, leading the way now, is the 161 ride of Tyler Carnegie. Carnegie now leading the way as we do see another, we did see another restart right there, actually. We did see another restart. And then we went right back to the caution flag there real quickly as it looked like Aaron Benschneider ended up running into issues here again as the 26 now trying to push the subject, trying to work his way to the front of the field here as quickly as possible as the green flag did just come back out, and the 26 just trying to get to the outside of that 44 wide, make some contact there with him and turns him around. That's where we see that caution flag come right back out here again. So once again, we'll get them stacked up. We'll get them racked up. We'll get ready to try this one all over again as Christy Kelly. Christy coming in with the like on the stream as well. I appreciate that. Christy coming in and showing the love here in this one. Dropping the thumbs up on the broadcast as we'll get ready to go back to battle here this afternoon as We inch closer and closer to that checkered flag. It's right around the corner. These drivers, they can taste it. They know it's right there within their grasp. If you're up inside the top 5, top 10, you know that you may have an opportunity at getting a solid finish or maybe the checkered flag here this afternoon. And for Tyler Carnegie in the BC Racing, in the BC Paint, number 161 ride, he is looking to try and get that win here this afternoon. I'm not sure if it's BC Paints or RC Paints. I think it's the RC Paints number 161 ride. It's the Ryan Carnegie Paints 161 machine. If you guys are looking for some absolutely amazing paint schemes, you guys want a great looking race car out there on the Speedway, make sure you guys get a hold of Ryan Carnegie. You do see that beautiful Peacemaker Gaming number 79 ride down pit road right now. This thing's looking fresh out there. Unfortunately, not his night. Tons of damage there for that number 79 ride. Sorry, a little bit of memory break. Am I having a stroke? What in the world's going on? A little bit of a brain fart right there as Tyler Carnegie going to see that green flag come back out here in this one. Tyler Carnegie quickly back onto the loud pedal here as Tyson Pankow and Devin Kelly back there in second and third. They're looking to try to find their way around that 161. Carnegie will try to hold them off here as down out at corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. We will see only 6 more laps left to go here this afternoon. 6 more laps and unfortunately another caution flag will fly as the 27 of James Powell gonna go around here in this one. Let's take a look at it as he's battling. That is the 61 of Peacock right there in front of him. Josh Peacock in the 999 ride of Anders, and fortunately looks like he is gonna get into corner number 3 and it's like out of 4. He's just gonna lose the rear end here. The 27 is just gonna go around and goes into the inside fence as he goes around the 26 ride. Also running into issues right there as our once upon a time our race leader here, and looked like he was bound to potentially pick up the win this afternoon. The 26, he's going to get down onto the apron right there as well. He loses the rear end exactly like what we saw with that 27 ride. He goes around, he ends up getting heavy hit right there from the 62 of Chuck Sims as Sims and the 26 get tied together. The caution flag was already out there. Man, some tough hits. Some tough breaks, and a lot of great drivers that were bound to have good nights here, and we're looking to have pretty good, solid finishes. Now, unfortunately, deep in this field and still running into more problems as Tyler Carnegie at least gets one lap closer to the checkered flag as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. I do believe it will be 5 laps left to go when we go back to green flag racing. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe down to 4 laps, says Caleb Guest. Says, Jesus, this stream quality is dog water. Is it dog water? Is it dog water? Or is it just your internet? It could be my internet. I don't even know. Streamlabs is fine for me, so it should be pumping out fairly decent. 1080p. I don't know. Interesting. 1080p looks like 480i. Oof. Yeah, that's brutal. I don't know. I don't know what that would be. YouTube showing excellent conditions on my end, so I don't know if it's your end or what it may be. Hopefully it clears itself up. Hopefully it fixes itself up. I don't know why it would show that, but hopefully we get that fixed up for you. Hopefully that gets a little better. If YouTube's messed up, you can always check us out. We're over on Facebook and Twitch, or in Twitch as well. So maybe better quality over there. Maybe YouTube's just struggling here tonight. I'm not 100% sure, but Streamlabs and YouTube, everything seems like it's showing good connection, excellent connection, no lagginess, no skip frames. I don't know. Maybe the bit rate's just messed up right now with YouTube. Interesting. Maybe I'm just getting nerfed by YouTube. As what's up, John Fowler? Mr. Fowler coming in. How are you, brother? Mr. Fowler showing the love here in this one as well, as we do see the caution flag come right back out here. I saw that coming in a quick hurry, and unfortunately for the Kelly fans out here on the Speedway and cheering this number 00 ride on this afternoon. As quickly as we go back to green flag racing, the caution flag will come right back out as you see Devin Kelly here in that 00 ride. He's going to get a little loose coming out of corner number 4 and down across the nose there with Kyle Surratt down into the inside fence as the green flag was coming back out. Unfortunately for that 00 down into the inside wall, and the caution flag will come right back out. Now I'm not sure if anyone else ends up getting a piece of them here as you do see Life, the 51 of Caleb Todd. It does look like Caleb Todd gets in there, gets a big hit into him in the 27 ride, who was looking to try to go down low. Unfortunately, nowhere to go as the 00 coming down the racetrack after the contact there with the 51 ride. Ends up coming back down and right in front of that 27. The door closes in a quick hurry, and a bunch of tore-off race cars here again as the green flag was just coming back out. Now sitting in the best house is that 161 rider, Tyler Carnegie. He's just going to keep hitting his marks here on these restarts. The caution flags keep on coming out. We keep inching closer and closer to the checkered flag as Ryan Carnegie says today will be known as the Five Flags screw job. Yeah, the Five Flags, I don't even know what we would call that. I guess we could call it the screw job. I don't know, man. The fright of the Five Flags feature is probably a little bit more of a ring to it as, man, that is a tough one. Christy says, okay, I'm sorry, but the 27 has hit everything on the track. Christy, I think there's a lot of drivers out there that have hit everything on the racetrack. I think there's a lot of them that have hit pretty much everything. The only thing that a couple of them may not have hit is honestly probably the paint car, but I'm sure a couple of drivers have clobbered the paint car here tonight as well, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as, man, oh man, they've been all over each other. As down across the line, going back to green flag racing, only 3 more laps left to go here for Tyler Carnegie. As Carnegie out in front, only a couple more laps left as quickly back to the green flag. The caution flag will fly as well. The caution flag going to come right back out. Once again, it's tough to get started when drivers unfortunately just run into more issues. And here you go, Kenneth Fest, the 26 of Michael Lipe. As Lipe was our race leader not too long ago, and unfortunately for that 26, just things have went from bad to worse for him as the tore up one ride, trying to get restarted. That car's feeling the hurt, and Lipe ends up getting a little piece of him right there as he gets a better run than the one rider. Right there's a little contact, kind of jacks up that one ride, gets him bent out of shape, and then they both just get up the racetrack card into the outside fence. Watch this back here. Right there is the contact. See the rear end bounce up in the air for the ABC Hosier number 1 ride, and unfortunately that gets him loose. Car just washes up the racetrack, obviously already pretty heavily damaged, so didn't take much to get that car bent out of shape, and 26 unfortunately pays the price in that one as he slams up and into the outside fences. Man, that was a tough break right there, man. That was a tough one out there on the racetrack. We'll get them stacked up. We'll get them racked up. We'll get ready to try to go back to green flag racing here once again. As Caleb says, laugh my ass off. I got to give it to you for reading the chat live and uncensored. The quality is the same on Twitch, and my internet is working fine. So I think it's just a compression issue on your PC side. It's all good. Hey, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yo, Jimmy 6 times. What's good, Jimmy? What's good, Mr. 6 times coming in? Showing the love here in this one as well. Says PSCRL is here. Baby, yes, Sirski, we see you, baby, we see you. Yeah, it might just be a compression thing or something with the PC. I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. I'll try to turn the bit rate up next time. I normally don't ever have this problem, so hopefully it either fixes itself or gets something here. As we are back to green flag racing, as the green flag back out into the air. Only 2 more laps left to go, looking to try to get to that white flag before another caution flag on the speedway. As down across the line, the white flag will be displayed one more time around for Tyler Carnegie as Tyson Pinkow down low, looking to try to make the final lap move. It's door to door down the back straightaway for the final time. Down into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Down across the line, it's Tyson Pinkow. Pinkow's able to jump up and steal the win away from Tyler Carnegie. Carnegie will have to settle for position number 2 here this afternoon as Kyle Surratt back there in position number 3. Surratt with a great run here and a great rebound throughout the day is, man, Tyson Pankow. From the start of this race, it did not look like it was going to be his night, and somehow he survives and rebounds here and parks the 91 ride up and into the top spot here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Give it up for Tyson as he's able to get the dub here in this one, man. What a run, what a drive, and what a finish there for that number 91 machine as we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up and into the broadcast booth. As Aaron says, Carnegie, like jiu-jitsu. I don't get that. Carnegie, or what? Carnegie? You got it? With like the Jew, like the J-U at the end of it, or like G-I, like G still at the end? G, okay, perfect. Carnegie. What was I saying? Carnegie? It's Carnegie. Alright, I got you, BB. You guys could have told me that last week, dang it. No, I'm just kidding. As we'll get ready to pull our top 3 up into the broadcast booth here. I appreciate that, Aaron, giving me the pointers right there, making sure we got that name said right, so we don't want to apologize. We want to apologize for saying that name wrong a little bit there, but hopefully we got it better here. As we'll blame it on the Canadian accent. Yeah, blame it on the Canadian accent. Maybe a little bit of the French in there as well, and just it looks like the way it's spelt, Carnegie, like. It's just reading it, you never know what how someone pronounces that last name until they tell you, so it's tough. As we'll get ready to pull Pankow up here into the broadcast booth here in this one. As, man, what a run and what a drive there for that 91 machine. A lot of absolute carnage here, back and forth out there as bet the bit rate is it. Cheers, guys. Absolutely, Caleb. Absolutely. Yeah, it's probably the bit rate. I don't know what it's running at right now, but we'll get that try to turn that up a little bit, see if we can get that going a little higher. I know I usually run into issues with the bit rate. If I go a little too high, it's good for YouTube. YouTube can go super high, but for Facebook and Twitch, if you go too high, it drops the quality over there. So it's a hit or miss area. Sometimes works really good on some of those other channels. Other times it seems to, kind of work worse on YouTube or work better over there. It's back and forth, unfortunately, but part of the lovely game of trying to multi-stream and having such a demanding game like iRacing somehow is. But nonetheless, I digress, and we'll get ready to pull our race winner up here into the broadcast booth here this afternoon. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here once again for Tyson Pankow as our race winner. Going to jump up here from victory lane and into the broadcast booth. Hey, Tyson, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Tyson, man, what a run, what a drive for you here in this one as you were able to somehow bounce back from what early on incident we thought you were pretty much done, that it was going to be tough sledding for you to get back through the field and back up towards the front of the pack here, especially getting tied up in a couple more incidences after that initial one. And then throughout this race, the carnage just continued to unfold. More and more drivers out there at the front of the field ended up running into issues. And all of a sudden, throughout this race, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times basically, we see you work yourself back up towards the front of the field, run into issues, get back to the front, run into more issues. The last time, you make it count, and you're able to make those late race moves and steal this win away from Tyler Carnegie to put yourself into victory lane. As I'm pretty sure everybody here today had a pretty much up and down race, but I think you were one of the first ones to really start to run into those issues.
Yeah, just they stacked up in front of us, and I don't remember the guy got into me. It really wasn't his fault. He just he got in there, and I hit the brakes, and he didn't. But yeah, I went and got tires early, much earlier than everyone else, like around lap 20, and got the car fixed, and and just with a little bit of luck, got back through there, and you know, I think Michael was definitely the fastest. I was probably maybe a fourth or fifth place car at best. I ain't really quite figured these cars out, but yeah, he got into some. There were some cars all over the front stretch, and he got it. He got in some trouble there and had to go pit. And I really think Tyler had it. He just pushed a little wide, and I think I had a little bit newer tires and was able to get under him. But I'll take it. I'll take the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a little bit better tires. He was last down pit road on lap 31. You were last down on 57 there, and a little bit better tires, a little bit of a mistake, maybe just leaving that inside lane open there for you as you were able to poke your nose down low and get the drive and steal this win away from him there in those final couple of laps there as it was building more and more and more. I thought we were going to see a good, 10-lap run there to the end, maybe 5-lap run to the end, but those restarts just making it shorter and shorter and shorter. I thought it was going to be very tough sledding and unlikely for that 2-lap shootout that Tyler would really leave the bottom lane or give you something there to steal this win away without you having to move him. And unfortunately, he kind of screwed himself out of that one and moved up just a little bit, and you were able to take full advantage of it.
Yeah, I was hoping for about a 10-lap run. That way I could, size them up and maybe go around them on the outside. Michael passed me for the lead at some point on the outside. I was trying to block him as much as I could on the inside to see if he could get around me, and he did. And it's like, well, I might be able to do that to him, but the cautions kept coming out, and I just got lucky. He pushed a little bit, and I was able to get under him. Just luck, but I'll take luck over being good any day of the week. So.
Absolutely, brother. As you park it up here in Victory Lane, race number 2 here of the series, and that beautiful looking paint scheme, beautiful looking ride here, looking good again up in Victory Lane. Tyson, who would you like to thank for a great run and great driving, great rebound here this afternoon?
I do thank Josh for putting on the league. We got a lot of new guys that we don't necessarily have ran with that much, and Josh is doing all that, and you for the broadcast. Josh again for the wrap. Josh does really good wraps. Get a hold of him. He'll get you one done. Josh Ely, 09 laser engravings. I think I said that right. It's been a while since I had to say that. So, and then Coach for all the PC parts, and I think that's all.
Well, Tyson, great run, great race. Congratulations on the checkered flag, and we'll see you back out there on the racetrack next Monday.
All right, thank you, sir.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, get up there for Tyson Pankow as Pankow comes home in position number 1 here this afternoon. And yeah, if the quality is low, it's either in my bit rate or it could potentially be I'm having super bad windstorms up here right now in on lower East Ontario. We're having super bad windstorms that we're normally not accustomed to. They're not quite hurricane winds, but they're enough to, shake the house quite a bit. They're enough to really shake the line. So maybe the internet's getting a little stressed out there, and things maybe kind of going a little wrong for the internet there. So hopefully, we were actually kind of scared that the power wasn't going to stay on here for the afternoon, and probably weren't going to be able to do this, but luckily enough, the power stayed good, and we've been live for the whole thing, and haven't had any issues with that, so knock on wood, and allowing us to at least get it out there, and yeah, it could be part of the storm that we're having for the internet, too, so I didn't think of that, but everything's on my end's looking good, so hopefully it'll clear up, or hopefully YouTube will re-upload it as 1080p, and everyone can get a good look at it crystal clear, and not have to worry about the little bit of, looks kind of foggy kind of deal, I guess. As we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher here, Tyler Carnegie. Carnegie right there in that second spot. He was looking bound to try to pick up this checkered flag. Unfortunately, has to settle for position number 2 as we'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Tyler, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Tyler, man, a great run and a solid performance here this afternoon, man, as a lot of back and forth, a lot of ups and downs for everybody here this evening, but late in this race, you all of a sudden find yourself out in front as the 26 gets tied up in one of those caution flags and has to go down pit side, and all of a sudden end up with the race lead and you're looking to try to run away with it, but every one of those restarts and another caution flag would fly, and I wasn't sure if maybe that was going to help you or hurt you here. And unfortunately, on that final restart, looks like you just got up a little bit too high there in one of those corners, and Pancal was able to find the lane down low and steal this win away from you, man. Take us back through it. What's going through your mind as the smoke settles here at Five Flags Speedway?
Yeah, I thought I was finally gonna get a win there, but my tires were pretty killed. I left a set in the pits so I could have track position. And then after all the restarts, that's the only time I messed up is when it counted.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a pivotal time right there. And unfortunately, those are the mistakes that win or lose races. And for you here tonight, a tough one is unfortunately it moves you from picking up a great checkered flag in our second race of the series, and instead finishing back here in position number 2. But man, already a pretty great couple of runs here to start this series. You got to be pretty happy with kind of how things have played out for you, and 2 trips up here into the broadcast booth early on in the season.
Yeah, it's been great so far. 2 podiums and 2 races. Couldn't ask for much more.
Absolutely off to a hot start here, and almost an even hotter one if you're able to hold off Tyson Pancal and pick up that checkered flag. But Tyler, a great run, a great race, and a solid second place finish here this afternoon, man. Who would you like to thank for another wonderful race here at Five Flags Speedway?
I got BC Racing, RC Paints, my brother Aaron, Ryan, Cody, and everybody, my mom and dad, and Josh Peacock for putting it on. That's it.
Beauty. Well, Tyler, we love to see you up here, man, and already back-to-back times here in our first 2 races of the season. Maybe we'll see you continue that momentum forward and more great finishes, and maybe more and more trips up here into the broadcast booth. And I'm sure potentially one of these nights we'll see you up here and in victory lane yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Tyler Carnegie as Carnegie comes home in position at number 2 here in this one. So Carnegie coming home in that second spot. Definitely heartbreak right there for him after what could have been a big checkered flag this afternoon for Tyler. Ends up being just a solid second place finish. As another solid run out there on the racetrack, our third place finisher, the coach, Kyle Surak, coming home in position number 3. Let's pull Kyle up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Kyle, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Kyle, man, a crazy race, a wild one here this afternoon. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of beating and banging, a lot of tore up race cars, and somehow or another, after moving up through the field there early on, you end up falling back a little bit, and all of a sudden you get tied up in quite a few of those wrecks. The car gets damaged quite often, and all of a sudden you got to kind of come down pit side a few times and battle back through all that traffic, and here you are late in this race, making some moves and driving up for a solid third place finish, and not only coming home as our final podium driver, but also picking up that hard charger as well here this evening.
Yeah, we kind of dropped the ball in qualifying a little bit. I went out just 1 second too late, and it didn't register my fast lap, so I actually would have qualified P3. But yeah, the big thing that happened to me in a race there, my computer froze, and then I crashed out, and luckily I was able to get back in and be just 1 lap down, and then I got the lucky dog. And yeah, we got tied up in a couple of wrecks. I mean, I knew it was going to be somewhat of a, I guess you call it a wreck fest, and just try to keep the nose clean. But man, I tell you, some of the guys just, it's like the yellow comes out and we're off the field for 10 seconds. Somehow you still get hit. I just don't understand what we're doing. Get off the hood pins. But yeah, overall not a bad finish. Missed last week because I was on vacation. So we'll see what we can do the rest of the season, and maybe try and pull out a win or two.
Absolutely, without a doubt, I'm sure we'll see this 18 up at the front of the field and looking for those checkered flags here throughout the season and trying to rebound, obviously, from missing that first night and hoping to use some of these points and trying to run for another championship here in your, amazing iRacing career, and you can add another solid podium run to it here this evening from Pensacola, USA at Five Flags Speedways. You park that 18 once again up on the front straightaway here in a Bulletproof Motorsports event. As you come home in position number 3, Kyle, who'd you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this afternoon?
Just like to thank myself for putting this deal together, and Josh for putting on the league, you guys for putting on a broadcast, and my wife for letting me do it. That's it.
Beauty. Well, Kyle, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Congrats on that third place run. We look forward to seeing you back out there next Monday, and hopefully right back up here in the broadcast booth and maybe a couple spots better and back up into victory lane for the coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Kyle Surratt. As Surratt comes home here in position number 3 here this afternoon. Unfortunately, that will do it for us here this evening. I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and showing the love throughout the evening, as a lot of great racing action, a lot of back and forth, a good amount of beating and banging and battling out there on the racetrack, and it all comes down there to those final couple laps, those final couple restarts for Mr. Pankow to pick up a big checkered flag in the win here this evening. As thank y'all for watching, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in here again tomorrow night, as I do believe tomorrow night we got our HCK Eagles Truck Series final championship race tomorrow evening. So going to be a great race, a great show to tune into, to want to watch and enjoy here on a Tuesday afternoon. So hopefully I see you guys back in here tomorrow night. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out, baby. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.
Kicking dust up under moonlit skies, throttle wide open, no compromise. Tires screaming loud, dirt flies free, adrenaline rushing, it's just you and me. Engines roaring in a mad race, mud splashing on every face. Rivals on the track ain't got a chance in this chaos we call our dance. Slide on the edge, feeling alive. Every heartbeat keeps the dream alive. Fast lane chasing every twist and turn. In the fire we crash and burn. Leading the pack, but the night is young. Running circles till the final song. Not just a game, but a war unchained. In the dust and mud, we're permanently stained. Rolling through the night, lights blur and blend. Round and round the track, no clear